I definitely made the wrong decision.
Do you want Jacob back?
Yeah.
Jacob, she wants you back.
What happened?
Do you accept her? She regrets her
She wants me
choice.
back? I'll take sloppy seconds, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not this, yo. I'm good. No, what? Sloppy seconds, me? It could never. I could never. Whatever, degrade me like that again.
I have never met a married woman, a happily married woman, who had to prove to the man who asked her to marry him that she was worth marrying by doing like traditional women shit.
Women fall in love with their ears and men fall in love with their eyes. So men observe what they see and fall in love with what they think. But you could be a witch at the end of the day. But women, they fall in love with a telling them. And then y'all fall in love with what y'all think y'all might get, but you don't be getting it.
But
it's the same shit.
You had multiple dudes. You had a dude to take you out to eat, a dude that was good at a dude you can call when you want in company. She laughing because she knows it's true.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So when a man reaches his peak, y'all like to go, oh, he's still immature. No, he's now at his peak. Status, money, resources, and power. He can have forever, but you can't be young forever.
I ain't playing with you no more.
One thing that modern women like to do is micromanage their situation. Every single thing has got to be their way. That's why they have these detailed lists of things, because, oh, if it's even one thing off, he's not the man for me.
I'm just saying, you can't say men are hurting women when they're leading them on. It's the same.
I'm still gonna go with different only because
it is in different
9 times out of 10 when a nigga leading a bitch on, y'all playing with a bitch feelings. Like y'all doing a lot of OD.
Why you just say
y'all be ODing. I don't care.
In the strip club fall in love with strippers because she played with his feelings.
But you went into the strip club to see a bunch of naked bitches. You ain't even know what you was about to fall in love with that night.
15 other bitches.
You didn't even know which bitch you was going to fall in love with.
I'm only here for Monique.
That do happen.
Monique.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
When my man goes quiet, I used to panic, but not anymore. Here are 2 very valuable things that I have learned over the years. Number 1, he's not ignoring me. He is protecting me. He does not want me to deal with his chaos. He doesn't want me to carry his stress. And he sure as hell does not want me to get dragged into his problems. He wants to deal with it all alone, so I don't have to. Number 2, talking without solution feels like a failure to him. Talking about a problem with no answer doesn't exist in his world. He hates that. So he carries it inside and he works on it alone. When a problem hits him, he doesn't reach for me first. He goes quiet. It's not because he doesn't trust me though, but because he is literally shielding me from the storm while he's still standing in the middle of it all by himself. So now I don't panic. I don't bother him and I don't make it about me because it's not about me. I give him space. I let him know that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, but I also don't demand that he talks about it. So for all you girls, just remember that we are different. You and him are different. We need to talk to untangle our heads, but men are wired completely different. So just be present, okay? Because when your man finally speaks, it's not going to be to complain. It's going to literally tell you that the war is over. And he made sure that you never had to fight it in the first place. So thank him for that.
A lot of these modern women, they don't really understand how good they had it. You used to be able to get any man's attention with a look. I mean, you know, just a subtle look, a subtle hint. And now when you walk by, men don't even look up. And it's not that men don't want to see, they just don't care. And that type of attitude is new for a lot of women.
A lot of people fall into this trap that there's no good men anymore. Go to an airport, you look at every man who looks like he got his stuff together, he got a ring on. You look at it next time. You see a man in a suit, you see a man who has good hair, you see a man who's looking good, he got a ring on his finger, baby. because the good men love commitment, love marriage. They want that with the right woman. But that's not every woman. That's one woman. That's one right woman. And we don't ever have to put ourselves in a position to fight for a man's love who's not fighting for our love. We never flip that script. So we just set the emotional foundation that there are millions of men, healthy men, who are out there ready and willing to commit to their dream woman who makes them feel the abundance of juicy emotions and so much love and so much support in their lives and so much elevation.
A lot of these modern women are making decisions and they don't want to live with the consequences. They want a man to come rescue them. Oh, a man should just look past all of that. I'm not going to. If you have a history of doing the wrong thing, then I'm probably going to have questions about it at the very least. It might be nothing, but it also might be something. And I'm going to ask you about it.
I'm going to say something that needs to be said. Some of y'all is delusional. Talking about I'm a good man or I'm a good woman. Who told you that? I mean, I know how you feel about you. I appreciate your confidence. I love your confidence. But who told you that? Did you ask for a review? Did you say, hey, am I a good woman? Am I a good man? How am I doing? Is there anything I need to work on? How do you feel about this? What do you think about that? I mean, did you ask before you deemed yourself so? That's like saying, I'm the best chef in the world. Who told you that? You can't just be handing people food talking about it's the best you ever had. They got to tell you this the best they ever had. They got to tell you this is amazing. They got to take the time to give you constructive criticism for you to know what you is and where you at. But if you ain't had that conversation, baby, you might not be what you think you is. But some of y'all afraid to ask for that review because y'all gonna mess around and find out the truth. And you might find out the truth is you're not really a good woman. You're not really a good man.
Bro, hang up on that. He trash. I'm listening. I just want to.
Who is this? Is that Big Shirley?
He said, "Is that Big Shirley?" You know he talked. That's him.
I mean, I'm trash. See, that's what I'm saying. This woman, this so-called woman, supposed woman can say I'm trash. What have I said that's wrong, Big Shirley? Bring the facts, the data, the statistics. Don't bring your trash attitude and take your bonnet off if you're going to get on here.
Bitch, I don't want about hang on it.
Yeah, that's what, and that's what I mean. That's all you got to do. That comes out the and everything else. That's why you're fat don't by yourself. Kick rocks. Can't make this shit out. Single women keep women single. You could hear the cholesterol in her voice. Hang up on that trash.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkey, rat. You name it.
Hang up on it, or he's trash.
A lot of modern women don't really understand that divorce and, really even before you get to divorce, relationships cost a lot. They cost a lot. And, honestly, now that I say that, I think modern women do understand that relationships do cost a lot. That's why they're trying to make men shoulder all of it. And men are like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. That's why you see a lot of men opt out of dating. They quit, just entirely.
Girl, delete this. This is not helping your brother.
We live in as women is believing that we have high emotional intelligence. And setting the record straight, women have no emotional intelligence. The reason that as women we want to believe we have emotional intelligence is because we are emotional. Because we are emotional, as women, we want to think we have high emotional intelligence. But the truth is the fact that we are highly emotional is actually the biggest indicator that we have very low emotional intelligence, because being emotional is having no control over our emotional state, which is low emotional intelligence. High emotional intelligence is the ability to be pragmatic, to see things realistically, and to make choices and respond to life not from an emotional place. It's the ability to be in control of our emotional state and operate in life from that place.
Once these modern women really understand that you've talked so much, that you've talked yourself out of a relationship, and you think that, here's what modern women think. They think they're going to be able to talk crazy, talk themselves out of a relationship, but that's okay. I messed that up. I'm going to be able to talk myself back into one. Sometimes with the same man, and he going to take me back. Not for a lot of these men.
Oh, now I see. I expect a man to provide for me completely and worship the ground I walk on, basically. He said, and what will you do for him? I said, I make a mean hot dog. He said, ma'am, call me when you're serious. I'm wanting to pursue a woman who can support a man and a family. I'd love to continue this conversation when you mature.
Love his response. And yeah, fun and games for one or two guys that ask you that question. Great. But you do realize that men are thinking that on the date anyways, right? And if you genuinely are looking to be a wife and potentially have kids, yeah, a man wants to know that you have the qualities that he's looking for. Not only in a wife, but a mother. A lot of women don't have those qualities anymore. And I mean, he didn't seem bothered by what you listed off, even though worshiping the ground you walk on? Come on. The double standard, though, is insane. Us ladies can have a list as long as we want, specify anything that we want out of a relationship. But the moment a man brings up anything or even asks us, hey, what do you bring to a relationship? That's a problem for us?
You know, and once again, society in general has to move away from this idea that men are still expected to rescue a woman from her bad decisions, from her terrible decisions. If you're out here making good decisions, by and large, you'll be okay. I mean, there might be some things that you have to work on. But by and large, you should be all right. Modern women are not even there. They want to make a whole bunch of bad decisions. They want a man to rescue them.
I don't know if most women are ready to hear this.
What would you say to women that maybe they see stuff that they want developed in their husband, but it's like, it's not our job to correct them. It's God's job. Yeah. How do they handle that? Okay. So there's a king and a fool in every person, and the one you speak to is the one you will see emerge. Oh, wow. So if I'm feeling like, oh, he's such a fool, he's so ignorant, and he doesn't pray, and he's not a spiritual leader, and he doesn't care about Jesus like me, which is all pride, what I just all said right there. So now we're looking at him as a fool. In our eyes, we see him as lesser than, and then we go address it, you're in trouble. Yeah. You're absolutely in trouble. All you're doing is actually feeding all their fears, because they have fears just like we do. Mm-hmm. All their insecurities, just like we have insecurities, we're feeding all of that. So what the Lord told me was, because I'm quick to act, that's just how I'm made, that he says, do not address him until you see him the way I see him.
This advice.
A lot of these men are opting out of dating. They're opting out of a lot of this foolishness going on, and instead opting into things like peace, opting into the gym, right? And men are not, you don't know it because a man's not sitting up there making a big deal about it. A man's not sitting up there crying and boo-hooing. You might hear a man or see a man comment on what you got going on, but for the most part, a man did already told you what it is. You just didn't listen.
For any man who's complaining about their woman being too mouthy, maybe you need to rev up your masculine energy in that relationship. Ooh. Because the masculine brings out the feminine. Mm-hmm. But if there's no masculine, the woman's forced to then turn off the feminine and go into her masculine for survival.
Yes, I agree. Does a masculine man ever really tell you that they're masculine? Or does like an alpha man ever tell you that they're an alpha?
If a man says if he's leading with I'm masculine, he's probably not masculine. Because if you're masculine, you're just...
It's an essence. It's seen. It's very much felt. It's very much known. You know, or an alpha. Like if you hear a man say, no, I'm an alpha.
He's not an alpha.
Why?
Because if you're it, you don't have to say it.
I agree.
I don't have to walk in, I'm pretty. I'm pretty. If a person goes, I'm rich, they're not rich.
Period.
Like if you have to say it, you're not it.
So what about men that like talk about money all the time and that only ever really talk about the value that they bring in a monetary way? What do you think about them?
They're leading with their money. That means they have nothing else to fall back on. Ooh, there is no character. There is no substance. There is no integrity. He's not going to sacrifice for you. He's not going to protect for you. He's not a provider. See, I think in this generation, these little young girls, they think providing is paying bills. Yes. Providing is so much more.
I agree.
Than that.
I always say, I think it's arrogant of any man to think that money is enough.
Correct.
Because I'm talking mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, and energetically.
Correct.
And you don't have to be 100%, but like, you know,
correct.
You gotta be,
you gotta have something else besides just the money.
Yes, because
a lot of these modern women don't really understand that a man, they call him emotionally unavailable, but he's more guarded. It's like he's strategically guarded. And there's a difference, because when somebody is guarded, then he's not going to allow you to take advantage of his feelings, to take advantage of his emotions and use them against you. You don't get the full man up front. I'm not going to give that to you. Just like you want me to earn your trust, you got to earn mine. That's fair, man. I don't know where we get off with this type of stuff, but that's fair.
Ladies, if you want to start attracting marriage-minded men who are attractive, successful, essentially the full package, right? High-value guys, then you need to start asking yourself this very simple question. Do I have a marketing issue or do I have a product issue? A marketing issue is exposure, right? Are these guys around you? Are you in the right rooms? Do they know you exist? You're not going to get the guy if you never leave your house. That could be the problem, but maybe it's a product issue. Maybe they do know you exist. Maybe they are seeing you on the apps and they're seeing you at the right places, but you're not attracting them in because you're either energetically or physically blocking them off. So when you have the answer to that, it's a lot easier to create the strategy and ultimately put yourself on a path where you can truly manifest the man of your dreams. I've helped thousands and thousands of women do this, so it is 100% possible for you. But if you don't feel worthy of him and you're simply not doing the right things to actually get this kind of guy's attention, then it's not going to happen. But the good news is I am reopening the doors to my Queen of Hearts program. Last time it sold out in 48 hours, but I'm bringing it back for Black Friday, and I want you to have the great love story that I think you deserve. So if you are ready for that man, send me a DM on Instagram with the word date and let's get started today.
The talking stage for a lot of these men has become, and really talking stage dating is almost kind of like the same thing. It's an unpaid internship. 6 months goes by. I'm trying to prove myself. I'm trying to tell you that I'm all on board. I mean, even if you don't even get to 6 months, I'm still trying to prove myself. And you sitting back there with your legs crossed and your arms folded, like you don't got to do anything. And men are walking away from that type of foolishness. That is not a good deal. It's not a good deal at all. You're not that cute. And your attitude is terrible.
I went on a first date. And when I opened the door, my man was at my front door. And I was like, oh, like, right? And then he hit me with the Rico. He pulled the flowers out. And I was like, wow, this is different,
The
right?
Rico.
So I'm not even paying attention. I brush past this, trying to walk down the steps and get to the door, right? Because I'm not paying attention. I'm just so not used to it. And it just hasn't, like, I just didn't have a lot of practice. He opened my car door. I get inside. He closed the door. I immediately went to my group chat. It's weird. Did you say he opened your car door?
High five.
No. Now let me explain, right? Let me explain. By the time we got to the restaurant, my follow-up text was, y'all, that's my bad. I just realized, and all that stuff we be talking about, we don't really want it. And I felt like he technically did everything that we be saying we be wanting. In my mind, instinctively, my first thought was he corny. But he really did everything that we want.
This clip actually doesn't surprise me at all. I'm very aware that women think they want one thing and then they respond to another. And doing this whole traditional chivalry courting thing, absolutely, nowadays is going to get you put in the friend zone, nice guy zone. Oh, he's a good guy, but he opened the car door for me, but he did everything right, but...
It really seems, and I've heard you speak to this many times, where another issue when it comes to men or just relating in general is when we become overwhelmed by somebody, we reduce them into a thing, into thingness. There's this objectification.
Yes.
And I've heard you talk to that as the male equivalent. Objectification is as equivalent as emasculation is. What do you think about objectification and how men tend to do it to women when we become overwhelmed? It's just, you know, we reduce them or others into a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's the whale, and I thought it was men
right? And I used to talk about it the most as how pissed women get when they're objectified, but they are without words till maybe an hour later. Yeah, that's what it's like to be emasculated. You just, the plug was just pulled out of the wall, no power. And so I originally saw it from that point of view, and then I dug deeper, and it's fundamental to being human that anything that we feel less than, anything that seems bigger than us. It's funny that I picked up my teacup right before you asked that, because there's a handle, right? This is the objectification. If I can name it, I can get a grip on it, I can make it do what I want. And so anything that we feel powerless, like we have less power than we think we need to interact with it honestly, we put a label on it, that because that powerlessness has us feel very tense. That is a threat. And we hate that tension. And so we just label it. And we think if we can label it, we can handle it. We can manage it. Oh, what right? And we take this complex, multidimensional, how many more centuries will it take for us to even know 10% of human potential, right? Like, we take all of that and call it this thing.
I'm so sick of these. Like, at the rate it's going, I'm going to be single until I'm 63, bro. So I was talking to this or whatever, and we're just going to fuck that. We're going to call him his real name, Lawyer Blanchard.
Okay, real quick. I've said this before. Can y'all stop dating? Y'all know I don't like using the N-word like that. But that's the problem. Why are y'all dating? If you date a real man, maybe you'll have maybe you'll have a better experience. But if y'all out here calling him all kinds of N-words, right? Treating him all kinds of N-words, and only dating dudes who are N-words, that it's like, that could actually be the problem right there. I'm literally 12 seconds into the video, and I'm like, the fact that you called him, you were dating niggas, that's probably the problem. Stop doing that. In my opinion, like, don't date. And just because you're dating a black man does not mean he is that. Like, we have to stop, you know what I mean? Like, equating the two. They are very different. There is a huge difference, okay, between niggatry, which happens in the black community. Let's just be real. It's a big difference between nigga moments and all the stuff that goes on, and then those who have decency and common sense. I would argue that a lot of ladies would have better experiences if they stopped dated individuals, men, okay, with character and quality, who had decency, common sense. That's just my opinion. But let's just continue.
Some people might be mad when I say this, but there is a big difference between the men up north and the men down south. Men down south, they're taught to open the doors, what they call Southern hospitality, to everyone. It don't matter if you're their sister, niece, auntie, they're just nice. Versus up north, if they're being nice, they mean, oh, they like, but that don't necessarily mean that down south.
My top reasons of why I'll never live with a man ever again. The first reason is a serious one. It can be very difficult to get someone out of your house once they live with you. It's not like you can say, hey, we're broken up, get the hell out, and poof, they're gone. That rarely happens. I mean, if the guy's living with you and he's being an asshole, you might have to go through a whole eviction process. Nobody wants to do that. And the unfortunate part is, you never know who the guy truly is until you've lived with him. Second reason, I just don't want to hear, what's for dinner, ever again in my entire life. Third reason, I can decorate this place however I want. If I want to paint these walls chartreuse, I can do that, and I don't have to ask a soul. Number 4, everything stays really clean. I don't know what it is. You can live with the cleanest man in the world, but everything still stays dirty. And on the clean note, there's never a bunch of pee around the toilet because they couldn't get it in the toilet. Yeah, I don't have to clean that either. And last but certainly not least, I don't ever have to beg a man to do chores and then have them come back to me going, I don't know how to do that, when it's the simplest of tasks, but they're making it difficult because they didn't want to do it in the first place. Yeah, we're not doing that either.
Men don't want to chase you. They don't want to play chase at all. They want to play tag. They want someone who's going to get them back. They want someone who's going to make them faster, stronger, more strategic, someone who's going to challenge them. Like, imagine being a kid at a playground and another kid comes up to you and asks if you want to play, and you're like, what do you want to play? And they're like, chase. And you're like, cool, how's that go? I chase you, and then what? And then they're like, and then you just keep chasing me forever. What the is that? That's the most boring game ever. If you want to chase back.
It bothers me because there's a reason why young men and men in general, to our earlier point, are not coming up and approaching women. They're not actively looking to date. It's because of things like this. And I actually posted about this on my own Instagram, and the number of men in the comments when asked why they don't approach women or why they're not even trying to date is, I don't want to be the butt of a joke on social media. I don't want to be made fun of. I don't want to be mocked. I'd rather just live my own life and stay to myself. So these kind of apps, they're not helping. To all the young women out there that want to find a man, going on apps like this to read just smut about other people, it's not helping your case.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
Look, you just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only going to base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Okay, but that's not.
And we're saying, but look, time out. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. And that's what you have to realize.
But me as a person, I'm not going to qualify for a lot of guys because that's life. Give me a second.
That's okay.
Do you want a hug? Dating is hard as a single woman. It is awful. It's honestly worse than I could have ever imagined.
What?
Honestly, it was easier being single at 19 than it is as a 25-year-old.
That's crazy.
Wait, why though?
I feel like guys used to have so much confidence and they'd approach you. Like, I don't know, when you're younger, it's just so much easier. I feel like
been rejected as much.
Yeah. And now I'll go out and I'm like, woo, I'm going to get some attention tonight. And no one speaks to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I the most hideous human in the world? Like,
No. Me and Cass always speak about this though. Like, we've spoken about this a lot of times and it seems like it's an issue that's getting more and more traction. Like, it's not actually getting solved.
Most women don't want chivalry until they experience it. Chivalry isn't about control, it's about character. For most history, chivalry has meant three simple things: respect, protection, and responsibility. Opening the door was not the point. The point was this, is that men should make people around him feel safe, respected, and valued. When a woman experiences that, she usually wants more. So chivalry isn't dead, it's just becoming more rare. So I want to hear from you why you think that is.
All jokes aside, which one of you want me? All jokes aside, which one of you want me?
How old are you? Do you have a car?
I do. How old are you guys?
How old are you?
No, I asked first. You can't do that. I asked first. If none of you want me, I'll get the out of here. But if one of you guys want me, I'll...
Well, like us. How old are you? Wait, no, come back.
No, I can't come back. You just said I'm too old for you.
No, I wasn't talking to you.
Okay, what's your name? Wait, how old are you? How old are you?
Well, like
over or under 18? Oh, all of you?
Yeah. How old are you?
16, bro. 16.
See a girl I like, I'm going to approach her. I'm going to go talk to her. If I get rejected, I get rejected. Right. What do I care? But the reason why I keep getting rejected, it's because I do so many approaches, and guys don't seem to get that. You're going to miss some of the shots that you take in life. If you don't take any shots, like most of these MGTOW guys, you're never going to be successful with women. Mm-hmm. How do you have a fear of women, number one? Mm. How is it that bad to the point where you're doing MGTOW and men going their own way? Because when they watch these YouTube videos of this red pill content, it feeds their ego.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
It feeds their fear that they already have.
Their hatred. Okay, last little video just to clarify certain things. Men are not just valuable on what they could provide materialistically. They need to be emotionally intelligent, spiritually attuned, and protect. Of course, I want him to spider. I want him to get the invader if there was someone to invade. And this is super, super important if you're a feminine woman or you want to start to cultivate and make your feminine energy more rich. And that's something that matters to you. And you know what? At the end of the day, all the men could cry about my content that I put and released out today. But at the end of the day, if you don't have those things, you're never going to attract a feminine woman. You actually attract masculine women. So it's totally up to you. You could do what you wish with my content. You could change. If you want a feminine woman, then be more masculine. If you don't, then have fun with those masculine women.
Wounded masculine women are the women who are defensive, judgmental, critical, and they're very controlling and combative. They project their own disappointment, doubt, and shame onto other people and blame external things for the reason that they're unhappy because they lack the ability to look inward and take accountability for the way their life turned out. They want a masculine man, but attract feminine men because masculine men won't put up with them. A masculine man and a masculine woman would clash too much. It's too much of the same energy and it would be very explosive. These women pride themselves on their hyper independency and they put a lot of weight and value on external things, whether it's their looks or how much money they make or their career position or their intellect. They're putting their value as women on things that guys don't actually care about. A woman's value does not come from how much she can provide, how much money she makes, or even how pretty she is. A woman's value is intrinsic, not extrinsic. It's the softness of a woman, her nurturing affection that draws people into her like a magnet. It's what draws masculine men towards them. Masculine men don't care about how much money you make or how successful you are. They want a woman that balances them out, not challenges them.
You 43-year-old raggedy.
Listen.
Up because you shouldn't do like that, especially for somebody who cared for your raggedy and now you somewhere crying in somebody else's house because you ain't even got nowhere to live. It's like, why would you do that?
You ready for this? Her friend called me, right? Her friend called me and said, now look, it's like 2 weeks removed, right? Her friend called me. Her friend says, hey, Sydney, I know what happened. I don't want to get in the middle of it. I say, Mama, I totally understand. I said, okay. What I would like is to arrange for you to come get her things.
She want her stuff.
I said, I want her to get her things. She goes, first, before she said that, she goes, well, Sydney, I know what she did was bad, but it's 2 people in the situation, not just one. I said, what do you mean? She was like, she wouldn't just do that, right? Like, what did you do to make her do that?
There's nothing,
That's what she
There's
said.
nothing that anybody can do. This is the thing. You can give me a reason to feel away. You can give me a reason to feel crazy. I'm losing my mind. Anybody can give anybody a reason to feel anything. The act on the reason is yours. Somebody can give me a reason right now to go shoot a and I can feel like I'm rightful so I should you. But if I do it, that's my decision to make. So yes, and when people communicate properly. Yes, you may have given her reason to do this. Should she have done it? No. The reason could have been there. And still listening to the conversation, there's no reason for you to go bonkers.
Oh, there's more. So
my dog would have been wearing her. I swear to God.
And so that's what, listen, and here's where like spiritually I'm like, still do the godly thing.
Yep.
Just because I know it sounds crazy, dog.
Yep.
But I was like,
you can meet a man at work and he can be working at McDonald's. He can be working somewhere where you would probably never date a man who worked there, but a good man is a man that's going to get up and go to work every single day. He might not have the best job, but he going to get up and go to work. A good man is the kind of man that's accountable to something bigger than him, like God. He has a spiritual core and core values that he sticks to. He might not be perfect. He might not get it right all the time, but he's accountable to something. He's not just walking around wayward, right? A good man ain't a perfect man, right? But he's going to care about things that are beyond himself. Some of y'all look at men who are selfless, who would help a woman whose tires pop down the road, and you will feel threatened by that, or you would feel some type of way because he gets the door for a woman that is not you. That's a good man. But oftentimes we attribute him being a good man to whether he makes a lot of money, him being a good man to if he's popular in the earth. It makes him a good man if he's popular to God. It makes him a good man if he wakes up every day and he go get it and he do his best to go get it. It makes him a good man when he cares about things beyond what benefit him. Genuinely good men do things that don't benefit themselves sometimes. They do things because that's who they are. That's not something they want to benefit from. That's just who they are. And so before you turn down a good man because he's not in a proper uniform, or he's not making the amount of money that you think he should make, or he's not popular by social standards, but he's popular with God, he's popular with people as it relates to his character, before you throw that away, you better start reevaluating what you really want to raise your children, what you really want to build a life with and build a life on. A good man is way more than money, power, status, and looks.
I really don't. I see so many women whose dream is to have a child with a black man, or they just want a black man more than anything else. When they date white men, they'll talk about what do you expect? It's not the same. They're not sitting there having conversations with their white guy and saying, "Can I get a hall pass for a Chinese man?" They're not saying that. Black man of choice. They will usually choose black women. Yeah. They usually will choose black women, or if they go to other races, it's because she has black women features. It's not really because. So they love their blackness. It's just that we all love your blackness. I think it's not really about black men. I think it's the appeal they have and the testosterone. And I really think it boils down to masculinity. They exude more testosterone and masculinity than other races. So they become universally desired by women. Now, this is not all women. I'm just saying in general, they have more. You could travel to any country. You join Tinder, girls will match with you. It's any country. Now, if you do that same thing as like a Pakistani man or as a Vietnamese man, you don't have the same luck.
And this is precisely why certain groups of men have to insult, threaten, and degrade their own women because those women seem to have an inclination for black men. Listen, if you're the superior race, you should not have to degrade your woman for choosing a different race of man. Maybe you're not the superior race. Maybe you know you're not the superior choice, and that's why you babble to lobby your woman to keep her within your household, when in actual fact, she wants to go black. Peace to the same.
A lot of these men, because they're good dudes, modern women be storming out on them. They be acting crazy with them, and they be like, man, what did I do wrong? And was it my fault? No, bro, it's not. She was crazy, man. Now, I encourage you to look at, hey, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? How did I act in a relationship? I encourage you to do that. But sometimes, man, there ain't nothing that you could do. You've done all you could. And then the things that you didn't do right, you've tried to correct. That's really all you can do. If these modern women still act stupid with you, don't stay, man. Do not stay.